The American Birkebeiner, a 52-kilometer cross-country ski race through the treacherous terrain of the North Woods of Wisconsin during the frigid month of February. Thousands of skiers come from all over the world to ski this epic race, armed with nothing but the lycra on their back and 2 pieces of fiberglass attached to their boots.
The finish line. Absolutely nobody. I mean, what a wide margin of victory this is going to be. I don't know if this is going to set a record. I would guess that it's probably going to.
American Birkebeiner,
Steve again. Yep. There he is.
The Birkie, as it is affectionately known to its participants and volunteers, is the ultimate test of physical endurance as well as mental tenacity. It's making the choice to start a 32-mile race despite the sub-zero wind chill and the mountainous terrain in front of you. It's being able to climb that next hill even though your legs are screaming at you to stop. What keeps these skiers going through the almost 4-hour journey? How do they keep their adrenaline running? How do they find the strength to finish the infamously difficult race ahead of them? The preparation starts the night before at the pasta feeds in local community centers and high schools all over Hayward, Wisconsin, the home of the Birkie.
Started working about 9 o'clock this morning.
Jim DeChant has been volunteering at the Hayward Community Center pasta feeds for the past 15 years. Along with a team of 20 volunteers, DeChant prepares a meal for over 200 skiers.
Of course, most of it is done with American Legion does all the cooking, Cable American Legion. And then we do all the cooking and run the kitchen, and then daycare of the school here at the community centers, they take care of out there. And then we split the profits. I do 11 pans. There's 2 that are veggie and 9 that are meat, and that usually comes out pretty close. There aren't that many vegetarians, but it is Lent.
His experience makes his pasta feed well received amongst those in the area.
Basically, I own a restaurant for 10 years. We developed the same recipe there. We made a lot of chili because we had a lot of snowmobilers and stuff.
As the sun rises on the morning of the Birkie, it wakes the anxious skier as well as their hunger. They begin to fuel themselves for the day ahead. Skier Eric Johnson describes how he starts his day.
For breakfast, what I did to fuel me was have some oats and have some oatmeal and some granola bars. And it wasn't Wheaties or anything, but I felt it gave me enough strength to push through the race and do my best.
Skiers squeeze their cars into the snow-filled parking lots and load their gear into the buses which drive them to the Telemark Lodge where the race begins. After a short walk to the start line, the skiers perform any last-minute preparations, and before we know it, the race is underway.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Have a great race, everybody! Enjoy the Birkebeiner 35th Annual. Sponsored by Subaru and the Bank of Drummond. There you go, Jackie!
After an easy 4.5 kilometers, the skiers encounter the first food station. Here they are greeted by the smiling faces of scores of volunteers, like Karen Speckendorf.
Well, I'm a volunteer for the Birkebeiner race, where this is the very first food station. And so we have Powerade, we have water, and bananas. And pass them out. There's a certain way of passing it out that you have to learn the technique. Well, you have one at a time, and you hold with your finger here halfway down so another skier can come, they can just grab.
Throughout the morning, the volunteers meet all kinds of skiers, from the elite Olympic caliber skiers to the first-time novice skiers.
The very first skiers that come through are the elite skiers, and they are just awesome. They don't even stop for anything. And then as the race progresses, not only do people actually stop and get the food, they'll literally stop and say hi, how you doing, and thank us, and everybody, the skiers are so appreciative. It's just great, and it's just great, being involved.
The volunteers fuel the skiers and pump them up before they reach the infamous Powerline Hills. Volunteer Brad Gingras heats up the energy drinks.
This is a huge food station. We're serving energy drink and water and primarily bananas as food to all the skiers for the Birkebeiner. Oh wow, we're going through lots. I bet we've already served well over 200 gallons of water and energy drink, and we're just a little over halfway through the race, and we've already actually run out of energy drink because there's so much that we're going.
These energy drinks and water, according to edrinks.net, are designed to rehydrate and replace the electrolytes and other nutrients needed to reach the finish line. At Highway 00, skiers reach the halfway point food station and its head food volunteer, Kathy Phil.
We're at 00. We're right outside Sealy, and this is about the halfway point for skiers, and we tell skiers that it's all downhill from this point. If you look at it, graphically, if you look at the elevation level, there's actually about 2 hills that they're going to climb past this, but it really is.
Throughout her years, Phil has seen the race evolve from what it was once to what it is now.
This is probably about my 4th or 5th year being the chief here, and boy, it takes hundreds of volunteers to make this come together. Changed over time. Years ago, we used to hand out like these little bread rolls, which had fruit, nuts and stuff like that. And now we're doing the gel packs for the skiers, and we're handing out fruit. We've always handed out fruit before. And it's the water, it's, the energy drinks to keep them going. We've got about 6,900 skiing this year. So, and our stop will close at 2, so skiers have to be at this point. They have to pass 00 by 2 o'clock, or they're pulled off the trail. So we really encourage people as it gets closer to 2 to go.
Being the halfway point, skiers look forward to 00 for its extended food menu.
I'm Mike DeVelli. I'm the general manager at the Northern Lakes Cooperative in Hayward. Well, we're at the halfway mark on 00, and we're at a feeding station that we are providing. We have 4 feeding stations along the trail, and we have some great employees that have volunteered to come out and serve up the food. We've got chili and chicken soup and hot dogs and all kinds of good stuff. Some great cookies from the bakery. So, yeah, they're having some fun, and what great weather for a change. Many years of poor weather, we finally got a great day. Well, actually, we got pretty creative here. We brought some turkey fryers in, propane, to keep everything hot, and they've been working fine. The biggest challenge we've had is keeping the bread from freezing. So the bread is the challenge this year.
In the end, all pastas, bananas, oatmeal, and other energy foods pay off as cowbells welcome skiers to the finish line. The final food station is an open chicken noodle soup tent that warms the skiers as they celebrate their victory. A group of volunteers from Baraboo begin heating over 500 gallons of soup starting at 6 a.m. and continue serving it until 6 p.m. Needless to say, it's a warm, welcoming treat for the cold, weary skier. The Birkebeiner is a place for friends, old and new, to challenge their physical abilities. And the only way to do that is through the proper nourishment of foods such as pasta, oatmeal, bread, as well as fruit. These foods provide the carbohydrates the skiers need to stay strong throughout the entire race.
Just encourage people to support the Birkie and come on out and support all the skiers and have a great day, because it's probably one of Hayward's biggest events.
This is a great event. Everyone should volunteer for a race like this. Running races, bike races, ski races are the best atmosphere you can experience. They're awesome.
It was a beautiful day. Couldn't have asked for better conditions. It was a lot of fun. Everybody was really enthusiastic about the race and everything. And definitely had a great time. And I'm definitely going to make it back next year. So.
By the